Hi, I'm Sophie Spratling. I'm a sponsored rider for Robertson Anderson Equestrian. I'm an eventer and I'm competing currently at novice level, and today I'm answering the Getting to Know 20 questions. So what's my favourite colour? I'd probably say my favourite colour is some kind of blue. My cross-country colours are blue and white stars, so probably a navy or light blue colour like my lorry. I don't really have a favourite superhero, but if it's kind of another character, then maybe Danger Mouse. So my favourite place in the world is probably Polzeath in Cornwall. I've been going there since I was really young, so it has a lot of childhood memories there, and I can take my dogs there and go with my family, so that's probably what's my favourite place. So if I could be any animal, I'd probably be a cheetah, so I could run really fast, because that'd be a really cool thing to have. So I think my favourite type of music is probably pop music. Quite like listening to the radio when we're in the lorry on the way to an event, especially Big Top 40 on a Sunday night when we're coming home. So my favourite food, this is quite a tough one because I do like food. Probably some kind of Chinese food, or I quite like sushi as well. But also I do like good old chocolate cake. So I've been riding horses since I was 4 years old, and I'm 15 now, so about 11 years. So the main put of me getting into horses really is from my dad's side of the family. My granny was a show jumper and she still had ponies when I was very young. So I sort of went to a village fete one day and saw a pony I wanted to go on a pony ride, and I couldn't start riding till I was about 4. So for my 4th birthday, my parents took me to the riding centre to ride on ponies, and it's gone from there ever since. So a naughty habit my horse Orion has is probably his accidental bucking fits, which has happened a couple of times when we've been at an event. This particularly happened at Withington this year. He somehow got the wind up his tail, decided to buck me all the way across the arena. He's also quite sharp to hack, so we can be walking along and suddenly he'll spook at a leaf or a pigeon, and I think he thinks it's quite funny really, but yeah, that's his naughty habit. So the thing I probably enjoy most about horse riding is probably the relationship between the horse and the rider, and especially when you go out onto that cross-country course and the feeling that you've got trust in your horse, and you know they've got trust in you really. It's definitely not the poo picking on the weekends. So if I could compete anywhere in the world, it would probably have to be badminton. I think it's the cream of the cream and everybody wants to go there. And really just because it's such a special event, but maybe one day, we'll see. So my favourite training aid, probably for dressage, it's actually a new one that I've been taught recently. I make a 10 by 10 box, and my horse has to go round in a circle on each rein, keeping a consistent connection, so that really helps, and then he can go out of the box and back in again when it doesn't go quite right, so I have to maintain that good head carriage. Then for jumping, it would probably be an A-frame or V-poles, whatever people want to call it, and that really encourages the horse to get up in the air over the fences, so I tend to do that with grid work quite a lot. If I could ride any other horse for a day, that's quite tough. Probably maybe Andrew Nicholson's Nereo or Michael Young's La Bostique Sam, just because they're just the top eventers really in the sport, and they've done so much, won badminton, Burley and everything, so yeah, that would be pretty cool to ride them for a day. So one word to describe Robertson Anderson Equestrian for me is probably dazzling, because they look really good, the products and the packaging, and also they make the horses shine really. I don't go to a competition without people saying how shiny my horses look, and it's all thanks to the shampoo. So if people were sitting on the fence about using a Robertson Anderson product, what I would say to them is that the results are totally visible. I've made a couple of videos about it now, using them on my own horses, and really the results are so good. The whitening shampoo especially, because white socks being not white is really quite a big problem. I always use Robertson Anderson shampoo when I go out to a show with my horses, and they always look really, really shiny through every phase, and I don't have to worry about cleaning them when I'm there or whether they're looking smart or not, because the shampoo's made their coat really shiny. So my favourite Robertson Anderson product is probably the Mint Fragrance Tea Tree Shampoo. This gives a really, really good shine on the coat, and they smell amazing once they've washed with it, because all the essential oils really get into their coat and make them shiny. Our other favourite product at home is probably the mane and tail detangler, just because it's so quick and easy, and really it makes the tail really smooth and nice, and when they come out of bed with all their shavings in their tail, it's really handy. So I think the thing that really stands Robertson Anderson out from other equestrian companies is really the first impression you get of the product. I think the packaging is really eye-catching, and the design on the logo really stands out to people. I think another thing is also the quality of their products. I find a lot of shampoos that I've used in the past haven't been that great and haven't really whitened socks or made my horse's coats that shiny, but really the shampoos from Robertson Anderson really do that. And I think my horse's coats have looked the best they've ever looked, really. So if I could invent a new fragrance for a shampoo, it would probably be a blueberry or kind of mixed berry smell, because I think that smells really nice. So if I could design a product for Robertson Anderson to develop and review, it would probably be a plaiting spray. It's something that's really quite useful for me, because I'm often having to plait my horses the night before a competition, and I use the plaiting spray to make the plait stay in for a bit longer and to get them really tight, so that's something that would be really handy for them to develop. So in 5 years from now, what I hope to have done would have been to go to the Junior Europeans for Great Britain, and also to go to the Young Rider Europeans for Great Britain, and hopefully pick up some medals on the way.